It's a special focus this evening. Congress Vice President's motorcade was targeted yesterday in Gujarat's Banaskantha district. Here's a place where Rahul Gandhi had gone to survey the flood situation. He had also addressed a rally at Dhanera in Banaskantha. While on his way back, his car was targeted, and now police have arrested one BJP leader and 3 other BJP workers have been detained. From initial information, Dhanera BJP President Jayesh Darji and 3 BJP leaders have been detained on charges of throwing stones at Rahul Gandhi's cavalcade. The arrest comes only hours after Rahul Gandhi lashing out at the BJP. Speaking exclusively to India Today, this is what the Congress Vice President said.
इतना बड़ा पत्थर बीजेपी के वर्कर ने मेरी ओर मारा, मेरे पीएसओ को लगा। मोदी जी और बीजेपी आरएसएस का राजनीति का तरीका है और देख सकते हैं जो अपने आप काम करता है वो कंडेम कैसे करेगा? सर, भाजपा उन्हीं के लोगों ने किया है तो वो कंडेम कैसे कर सकते हैं?
This is not going to be accepted, not just by us but by the citizens of India. This is a government of the Rangas and Billas.
अरविंद केजरीवाल की तरह से अपने ऊपर कहीं पत्थर या गाड़ी पे चलवा रहे हों कि जिससे कि उनकी फोटो ऑप चलता रहे, तो अब उसके लिए हम लोग क्या उसके कह सकते हैं या जिम्मेदार कोई ठहरा।
My colleague Gopi joining us. Gopi, it's a big embarrassment for the BJP, no doubt. What else do we know about Jayesh Darji? And why is it that he chose to target the Congress Vice President's convoy? Any explanation or clarification from the party?
जी बिल्कुल, मैं आपको बता दूं देवीना कि जो बीजेपी पार्टी की ओर से कहा जा रहा है वो यही है कि जो दर्जी ने जिस तरीके से ये किया है वो खुद उन्हीं के इनिशिएटिव के तौर पर वो है, ना ही पार्टी की ओर से इस तरीके का किसी भी तरीके का प्रोटेस्ट के लिए कहा गया था कार्यकर्ताओं को। साथ ही राहुल गांधी जब वहां पे पहुंचे थे तो धानेरा के लाल चौक में ये पूरा कार्यक्रम हो रहा था। तब वहां से जब राहुल गांधी हेलीपैड की ओर निकले तब बहुत सारे लोगों ने वहां पे काले झंडे भी राहुल गांधी को दिखाए थे और जो जयेश दर्जी है वो उस वक्त वहां पर मौजूद था जब राहुल गांधी को काले झंडे दिखाए जा रहे थे। उसके बाद वहां से वो जैसे ही पुलिस ने सबको खदेड़ा, वो जयेश दर्जी भी उसमें शामिल था और जयेश भी वहां से पुलिस उसके लेकर आगे की ओर गई थी और जब राहुल गांधी का कॉन्वे वहां से निकला तब उस पर पथराव किया गया। पुलिस के मुताबिक जयेश दर्जी ही मेन अक्यूज है जिसने राहुल गांधी के कॉन्वे पर पत्थर फेंका था, जो कि बीजेपी का वहां का जनरल सेक्रेटरी है धानेरा का। तो वैसे में सबसे बड़ा सवाल बीजेपी पे खड़ा होता है क्योंकि बीजेपी बार बार ये कह रही थी कि ये बीजेपी का कल्चर नहीं है, बीजेपी के लोग इस तरीके की हरकत नहीं कर सकते हैं। वैसे में अब जब पुलिस ने इस पे कार्यवाही की है तो बीजेपी की ओर से किसी भी तरीके की अब तक प्रतिक्रिया नहीं मिल पाई है।
And that's interesting, Gopi, because the state police is under the Gujarat government, which is ruled by the BJP, and still no clarification coming in because there were several BJP top brass leaders, including Giriraj Singh, Siddharth Nath Singh, who had claimed that this is an attack perhaps orchestrated by the Congress itself to gain more publicity for Rahul Gandhi's visit. And it's interesting because, stay with me, let's take our viewers through how the politics over this convoy attack is peaking, because Congress workers today across the country held massive protests. Protests were seen in Delhi, Mumbai, Chandigarh, Kolkata, Guwahati and Jammu as well. Protests turned particularly violent in Delhi. There were Delhi Pradesh Congress committee workers led by Sharmishta Mukherjee who were present on the ground. They were demanding that the state government must now sack Jayesh Darji. They've also been targeting the centre, claiming that there is no law and order which is left in Gujarat state. But here's the point as well. Where are the Gujarat MLAs? Well, they are in Bengaluru. 44 MLAs way away from Gujarat, which is ravaged by the flood, are in a resort for one Rajya Sabha poll election where Ahmed Patel will be fighting on 8th of August. Let's go across to Adil Singh Boprai, who is joining us. He is spokesperson of the Congress, also awaiting Narendra Taneja, spokesperson of the BJP, who will be joining us very shortly. Adil, first coming to you. Now, obviously, the attack on the Congress Vice President is condemnable, with the stones being pelted at his convoy, no doubt about it. But here is the point. He had gone to Banaskantha. It's a constituency in which 6 constituencies out of 9 constituencies in this district is with the Congress party. He had gone to attend a public rally at Dhanera. You have Joyita Patel, who is one of the 40 plus MLAs sitting in Bengaluru. So instead of right now questioning the state government, where are the Congress MLAs? Isn't it that if there is one stone attack on the Congress Vice President, the entire Congress machinery is now at works protesting? But what about at least 200 plus families that are ravaged by floods in Banaskantha, which is with the Congress?
Devina ji, this is an assault on the democratic ideals of our country, and this is testimony to the BJP's pernicious ideology where the dominant theme is violence. And as far as the attack is concerned, it's quite evident now that this was well orchestrated by the BJP and had the concurrence of the highest echelons of the BJP, because otherwise an attack of this nature on an SPG protectee is just not possible. Point number one. Point number two, we've seen to the level which the BJP has stooped. First, they tried to induce and lure our MLAs with 15 crore rupees. When they fail, they send in the state apparatus, they send in the police to browbeat and arm twist them. After that, they send in the IT, which is watched over by the CRPF. When everything else failed, and when our honourable Congress Vice President
Congress
goes to
MLAs
visit
have paraded in front of the Karnataka governor.
The situation in Gujarat, which is pitiable.
Today your Congress MLAs, 44 of them have paraded in front of the governor saying we are united, we are not held here against our will. Now, do you realize the state of the 250 plus families in Gujarat, which are also under the constituency of the Congress party, which is right now fighting for their survival? One attack of stone, and I again reiterate, it's condemnable, on Congress Vice President gets the entire Congress machinery working. But what about the families of those who are ravaged, livelihood destroyed, and your Congress MLA is sitting in comfortable resorts? Will now Congress also divert energy and attention to them? Congress Vice President Dhanera, whose own MLA from the Congress, is sitting in Karnataka and saying we are united, we are not held against our will. Is this the politics of people by Congress party?
Devina ji, you're missing the woods for the trees. What about the BJP state and the centre using the entire state apparatus in intimidating, arm twisting BJP in Congress legislators, in organising an attack on the Congress Vice President? This is unheard of.
No,
this is the death knell of democracy in this country. When an SPG protectee, Devina ji, let me complete. When an SPG protectee is attacked, when an SPG protectee is attacked at the behest of the BJP, I think it's a death knell of democracy in this country.
Let Narendra Taneja answer, because I need to ask him this as well. Narendra, is Jayesh Darji going to be now expelled from the party for this act?
No. So first of all, you see, BJP as an ideology, as a party, we don't believe in violence. We are not the Congress party which sponsored a massacre of Sikhs in 1984 in Delhi, organized, massacre of people in West Bengal in the 70s, and also killed many people during the emergency. We are not that party. We are not that party. No, let me complete. Let me answer this thing. So we don't believe in violence, unlike Congress party.
You're a party which subscribes to the ideology of Nathuram Godse.
Blood of Naxalites on its sand and so on. So the history knows it. And
no,
I can't debate with such thing. Let me complete.
Mr. Taneja, let's get to the point very quickly. I have very limited time here. What is the statement from the BJP on Jayesh Darji, who is Dhanera's BJP president, arrested by Gujarat police, which is under the BJP as well, who's found him accused of pelting stones at the Congress Vice President's convoy?
Listen to me now. We have got 11 crore members across the country. If someone is doing something which is against this, philosophy of the BJP, we don't agree with it, and the law must take its own course. BJP is ruled by BJP. Gujarat is ruled by BJP. If someone has done something wrong against the law will take its own course, but even if the person is a member of our party or any other political party. We are not Congress. We don't shield our people. First of all. Second, let it be established that the person actually belongs to the way there. The law will take its own course. But as he said, the important point is that BJP as a party, we don't believe in violence. We don't believe in such things. Second important point is, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is protected by SPG. When he landed there, he was actually in a bulletproof car. He left the bulletproof car and basically, accept the right from a party worker. You know, SPG persisted against it. He didn't listen to them. He is not listening to SPG, and then they create all this halla gulla and all that. They just believe in tamasha. It's a frustrated party.
Politics.
They want some media time. They want some visuals on television. They're doing all this, and we have yet to see.
BJP saying
Devina ji,
as far as the Dhanera BJP president is concerned,
Devina ji, this is evidence of that bankruptcy. That means if you don't travel in a bulletproof vehicle, you can be attacked.
Hold on.
If we take this premise further, if we take this premise further, what the BJP is saying
is it another photo of politics by the Congress vice president going to a flood ravaged state?
They intimidate our MLAs, they lure them with money,
they send in central agencies. But your Congress MLAs responsible for the constituencies are in absentia.
That is the point. Back to the constituency. That is the core point.
Please understand what is the reason.
Bring your MLAs back to
what
where
is the reason why they had to leave Gujarat?
The reason why they had to leave Gujarat
they
should be there on the ground helping the people. That's the core point. Come to the core point. Why your MLAs are missing when the people are suffering? When the people are suffering, they are missing, and yet you are playing this, and you are indulging in tamasha politics.
Democracy is being subverted in this country. And now what is the BJP doing? The BJP has orchestrated a conspiracy to assault.
Emergency party.
Hold on, this is not the point. Mr. Taneja, hold on. Adil, let's go one by one. Let's not have tamasha here. Let's not have tamasha on the television. Adil, Mr. Taneja, hold on. Let me speak. Narendra Taneja, Adil, hold on. This is not a television tamasha that we need to have at the moment. Adil, here is a simple point. Adil, wait a second and hear the question. Mr. Taneja, hold on. Let me ask a question, please, gentlemen. This is not a television tamasha. There are 25 bodies in Banaskantha itself. Families ravaged. There are at least 150 factories shut down. There are 50,000 cotton farms which are waterlogged at the moment. These are the people staring at the uncertainty of their livelihood. I am not interested in having a tamasha here. I want a specific response. BJP has said they will let the law take its own course. As far as BJP district president is concerned, the Congress here needs to answer. Another photo of politics from the Congress vice president. Where are your MLAs? Why are you so scared? Is this the answer you're going to give to your voters? Saying that for one Rajya Sabha poll seat, we cannot be in the state because we are worried that the BJP might do horse trading with our MLAs?
If you allow me to answer.
Go ahead, I'm asking you this question because you're not answering it. If you allow me to answer,
I'll tell you what a photo op is. A photo... I'm asking you, I'm answering, Devina ji, I'm answering your question, I'm answering it point blankly. I'll tell you what photo of politics is. Photo of politics is when the Prime Minister takes sorties over the flood-ravaged areas instead of actually touching the ground. Our Honorable Congress Vice President went and met the victims. He met the flood-affected victims. He was on the ground instead of Mr. Modi, who was conducting sorties over the air. Why did not Mr. Modi touch the ground? The least which he could have done was to actually go and meet the affected families. He did not even have the empathy to go and visit, to go and understand the pain, the misery of the flood-affected families.
In Dhanera, Rahul Gandhi had a 3-minute speech. In Dhanera, let me tell you the facts here. My colleague Gopi has been covering the story. My colleague Gopi has been also covering Rahul Gandhi's visit to Gujarat. And this is what had happened in Dhanera. A 3-minute speech to those ravaged by floods where none of your Congress MLAs who are responsible and elected by the voters were inside. A 3-minute speech by Rahul Gandhi is not sufficient. Is not sufficient from somebody coming from Delhi politics when your own MLAs elected by those people are missing. I have to shift to the other story, gentlemen. Be with me because this is the tamasha that we've seen for far too long. And right now the answers are needed from the Congress party. They cannot run away from it. The BJP's first statement also coming in after saying that the attack was orchestrated by Congress itself after its BJP district president is arrested. Law will take its own course. Be with me. Let me take the other story. I want your opinion on that as well, because this time round, Haryana BJP chief's son, Vikas Barala, who was arrested for allegedly stalking and molesting a girl, has been granted bail. Now, Vikas Barala and his friend Ashish both were arrested for allegedly stalking and molesting a girl in Chandigarh, and just hours after their arrest, Vikas Barala was granted bail. Initially, the police had said that they arrested the accused levelling charges of kidnapping molestation, but later confirmed that according to the victim's statement, the police has slapped Section 341 for wrongful restraint. The incident took place in Chandigarh late night on Friday. The complainant is daughter of a bureaucrat. She's also taken on the social media to explain her plight, how she was stalked by these two who were in inebriated state. They knocked on her car, also threatened to open the car and tried to kidnap her. According to the complainant, the duo stalked her all the way till a petrol pump station and back. The medical examination of both of them confirms they were under the influence of alcohol.
टाइम तक मेरे पास कॉपी नहीं आई थी, ओरिजिनल कॉपी आ गई है 164 की। 164 की स्टेटमेंट में लड़की में कहीं भी किडनैपिंग का जिक्र नहीं हुआ है, उसमें सिर्फ 341 का जिक्र है, वो हमने ऐड कर दिया है। और फर्दर कोई अगर सेक्शन बनेगा तो हम उसमें लीगल ओपिनियन लेके लगाएंगे। उसमें अभी 341 आईपीसी ऐड कर दी गई है, बाकी हम 164 की स्टेटमेंट को लीगल ओपिनियन के लिए भेजेंगे। अगर कोई और सेक्शन ऐड होगा तो बाद में ऐड कर।
Narendra Taneja, this question is to you. You have in Gujarat Dhanera BJP President Jayesh Darji, who is now arrested on charges of attacking the Congress Vice President convoy that we talked about, and you have Subhash Barala's son held on charges of harassment and stalking. What's happening in the BJP, which speaks about governance, which speaks about Beti Bachao? What's happening in the BJP? Will there now be a question raised to the Haryana BJP chief?
Listen. First of all, the person you are referring to in Gujarat is not chief of the BJP. Even the
BJP president
group and all that. Not talking the BJP.
Mr. Taneja, he is Dhanera BJP president. The facts cannot be disputed.
Number two, this no. Okay, fine. Yeah. And the second point is, I don't understand your question. Why are you addressing this question to me? Is the party responsible for such things also? You see, if the magistrate has given the bail and all that, law is taking its own court. Magistrate is not member of BJP, doesn't belong to the BJP government. You know, the law is doing its own course. If somebody's BJP chief son something which is against the law,
you have a Haryana BJP son enjoying the VVIP privilege, getting a bail as well.
But the law,
and at the same time, he is the person
we are not a party
with
of
his friend in an inebriated state.
We are not the party of diners. We don't believe in that.
Stalks a woman.
The law will take its own course.
The Prime Minister has been really categorical
my
for
friend, law will take its own course. Even the person is son or daughter. How does it matter?
So now will Subhash Barala be held accountable?
The law will take its own course. We are not the Congress party. Please appreciate.
The charge of nepotism that is often leveled at the opposition party, is it the same nepotism and dynasty politics that we see in BJP? Son enjoying the perks because the father is a BJP chief in Haryana and thinks that he is above the law. Will now Subhash Barala be pulled up by the party as well to rein in his own son?
No, BJP. Why? How can you say the perks? No, your question is wrong. Please. We are not the Congress party. There are no dynasts in the Congress party. If some individual is doing something wrong, the law will take its own course. If the person father happens to be something, that does mean you can drag the party into it. How can you drag the party into it? Somebody has done something wrong. Magistrate is doing this job, which means the law is already taking its own course.
Adil, do you believe,
we are not the Congress party. Father's got to become Prime Minister. Daughter's son become Prime Minister. Why are you blaming us? We are not that kind of party. We don't believe in that culture.
All right. Adil, do you believe this time round BJP is soft on its own?
I think person. Devina ji, there's a culture of impunity with the BJP today. You know, they're so intoxicated with power today that their leaders, their kith and kin, their cronies feel they can get away with anything in this country. And this is symptomatic of the BJP attitude across the country. You know, there are incidents all over the country. There are incidents of violence, incidents of attacking politicians, political leaders, and now we have an incident of really outraging the modesty of a young girl. And you know, the BJP spokesperson is shamelessly trying to deflect the core issue. If Mr. Modi is serious about protection of women and women's safety, then I think it's time that the BJP president should be immediately sacked. Otherwise, you are further emboldening such elements in your party. You are emboldening such elements in your party. If you do not take action, you are emboldening such leaders in your party. There is a culture of impunity in the BJP. You cannot get away with such acts. It is shameless. There is not even a single condemnation from the BJP.
Mr. Taneja, take the last question. You have Haryana Top Cop saying that the accused has been arrested in a non-bailable offence.
Yes.
Then there is another statement coming. They have been given a bail. Are we looking at a muscle flexing working in the state under the BJP rule? He's a Haryana BJP chief's son, so he gets a bail.
Absolutely nothing. This is not the Congress culture. This is a party that we follow. No. There the law is going to do its own course. Don't worry about it.
This is the BJP culture, Bangaru Lakshman culture, Panama culture, where your leaders are being shielded one after the other.
The person will be punished by law under the Indian law. We are not the Congress party. Please understand it.
Shameless conduct by the BJP spokesperson. Not a single condemnation, Devina ji. Not a single condemnation.
The question should be addressed to
we heard his homilies, but not a single condemnation. This is the respect which we give to the women of this country.
Mr. Taneja, just the word of condemnation, as Adil is saying, need to condemn the incident is what's the need of the hour. Why can't the BJP spokesperson condemn the incident?
This is reflective of the BJP mindset.
I'm for the party and party have nothing to do with it. Where does the party come into the picture? Please try to appreciate.
Okay, Mr. Taneja, I will play out. This is an India Today exclusive. I will play out the narration of the victim who had to undergo this horror. Imagine the plight of the girl who's in the middle of the night, hounded by these two men in an inebriated state, knocking on her car window and trying to open that car so that they can abduct her. And thankfully she's safe because of the presence of mind of Chandigarh police who shoo them away. They are identified, arrested, but perhaps this happens in our country that a Neta's son arrested on a non-bailable offence gets a bail. Take a listen to the ordeal of the victim.
बेटे किस तरीके से शराब के नशे में धुत रात के अंधेरे में एक लड़की का पीछा करते हैं, परेशान करते हैं, लेकिन मौके पर पुलिस पहुंचती है, मामला पुलिस थाने में जाता है, लेकिन उसके बाद जैसे ही पुलिस को ये पता चलता है कि तार कहां से जुड़े हैं, मामले को खुर्द-बुर्द करने की कोशिश की जाती है। फिलहाल हम पीड़िता के पास हैं। ये वो बहादुर लड़की भी हम इन्हें कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि जिस समझदारी और सूझबूझ के साथ इन्होंने काम किया, मौके पर पुलिस को बुलाया, अपनी गाड़ी के तुरंत जो है सेंटर लॉकिंग की और शायद एक बड़ा हादसा, बड़ी घटना होते होते घट गई। सबसे पहले हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे, बताइए कि कितने बजे किस तरीके से हादसा हुआ था?
रात को 12:30 बजे के आसपास मैं चंडीगढ़ 8 सेक्टर से घर की तरफ आ रही थी, तो कहीं मैंने 7 सेक्टर के अंदर जब गाड़ी ली तो उस टाइम पे कभी उन्होंने मेरा पीछा करना शुरू किया और उसके बाद वहाँ से लेके और हाउसिंग बोर्ड चौक जो पंचकुला में है वहाँ तक उन्होंने बारी बारी कम से कम 3-4 बारी मेरी गाड़ी रोकने की कोशिश की, सारे रास्ते मेरे साथ चलाई और 2 बारी वो गाड़ी से उतर के, जो ड्राइवर के साथ बैठा था वो गाड़ी से उतर के आया मेरी गाड़ी की तरफ। एक पहली बार मैंने भगा ली, दूसरी बार हाउसिंग बोर्ड चौक पे हुआ, उन्होंने मेरी गाड़ी ब्लॉक की, वो गाड़ी से उतर के मेरे पास आया तो मैंने गाड़ी हिला ली साइड से और फिर उसने मेरी गाड़ी के पीछे वाली खिड़की पे ज़ोर से हाथ मारा, फिर हैंडल खोलने की कोशिश की, लेकिन इतने में मैंने गाड़ी निकाली और सेंट्रल लॉक था और फिर इतने में मैं तो गाड़ी निकाल के आ गई और पुलिस वाले आ गए थे तो उन्होंने फिर आके उन्हें रोक लिया।
तो उस टाइम पे क्या आप
But these are the words of the brave victim. Perhaps it will resonate with the politicians who are busy bickering and not accepting their accountability. VVIP Raj needs to end.